The time for the wedding is fast approaching, and Renee and Monica find themselves asking a question that they haven't asked for almost a century. Where did the time go? They actually felt a little hurried. There was so much to do, and it didn't seem like there was enough time to do it. They had plenty of help with the arrangements. After all, they often told their friend Pearline jokingly that she's proof that even humans can perform miracles. They wanted this wedding to be extra special because whatever connections Pearline's daughter Michelle had, it seemed like half of the people mentioned in the Hebrew Scriptures were coming to the wedding. Monica's mind briefly drifted back to the day that Renee proposed to her, following the tradition that they had known in the old world. They were at a river, watching a waterfall, when Renee began talking to her about his dreams and desires that he had in the old world, and how they were being fulfilled in a way he had never imagined they would. She loved to hear him talk about such things. His ability to use such flowery language was a secret that he revealed to very few people. He said it's one of the few habits he has from the old world that's separating him from perfection. She just thought it was cute. "Do you remember our first conversation?" Renee asked. "Of course I do," Monica answered. Renee continued on. "I remember you were so focused and driven in what you were doing. Then you revealed to me you were tired and your mind was wandering. I was in shock. You seemed like a laser with your tasks. I was concerned and tried to help you take some of the load off of you." "Yes, I thought that was so sweet and thoughtful of you. I wanted to bundle you up and put you in my pocket right there," Monica said, and her eyes staring at the beauty and power of the waterfall. "Yes, our conversation was brief, but somehow it made an impact on me. I thought of you when I got home, and I had to speak with you again. So I did. And as we talked, it became apparent to me that your outer beauty was nothing compared to your inner beauty. That day is now on the list of one of the greatest things to happen to me." Renee stood still, almost motionless. Monica could tell he was attempting to keep himself composed, to keep the emotion from overwhelming him. "Oh my goodness, Renee, you're going to make me cry again." Monica's cheeks had already turned red from blushing. "Well, you know when I fell for you? When I saw your heart? How you reached out to everyone you could and gave everything of yourself to help them? You built houses for the resurrected with a desire to see them as happy as humanly possible. And I saw it in your face every time you introduced one of them to their new home. Somewhere along the way, I fell in love with you. And I know we thought that each of us was too busy for the other, but I could tell you were giving me priority or special attention with your help. Yes, and I could tell that you were fond of me, even though I thought it was more of as a worker. But when you were disappointed that day I didn't ask you out, I said a prayer of thanks to Jehovah. I thanked him for... Oh, look at that!" Right then, a dolphin swam up the river and stopped right in front of them. It was known as a river dolphin. They look like regular dolphins, but they can survive for much longer in fresh water. They travel up the rivers to get their favorite food. It peeked its nose out of the water in Renee's direction and gently placed the nose in Renee's hand. Renee caressed its nose, stroking it gently. The dolphin let out a squeal of approval and then leapt back into the water and swam away. Monica was touched by the exchange. "That was nice," Renee commented. "Monica, like I said, the day you stood out to me above the rest is one of the greatest days in my life, but that day pales in comparison to this day." Renee then opened his hand, and there was a ring. Suddenly he was on one knee, holding her hand. Monica felt like she was going to pass out from the waves of emotion sweeping over her. "Jehovah had fulfilled my desire in a way I could not imagine," Renee said as tears streamed down his face. "Will you please share with me in this dream? You are my life. You are my love. I want to be with you for eternity." Monica simply put on the ring, got on her knees, meeting his gaze, and kissed him. She mouthed the word yes, because right now speech was impossible for her. Suddenly, 5 river dolphins put on a show, leaping and going across the water on their tails. You could see that they truly enjoyed performing for the couple. "Did you plan this?" Monica asked. "The dolphin giving me the ring? Yes. The post-engagement show? No. This is a pleasant surprise." Once again, the animals surprised them. It has been 35 sunrises and sunsets since they've been engaged, and thanks to Pearline, everything fell into place. It was a simple ceremony. It was done in a field not too far from where they were engaged. The landscapers had worked tirelessly shaping the field into a solid patch of flowers, each with color representing an aspect of their love for each other. Yellow, the color of the sun, which brings life to everything. It represents their thankfulness and loyalty to Jehovah, the source of life and of happiness in their marriage. Blue, the color of refreshing water, which represents how they refresh each other with their love. Orange, the color of a sunset, to represent the enthusiasm, fascination, happiness, creativity, and determination in their marriage. Red, the color of passion, which represents their intense love for one another, which forms a romantic bond that will not dim over time. Green, the color of the earth, which represents their deep-rooted loyalty toward each other and how they once again rely on Jehovah to be the source of their strength. And running in between the patches of flowers is a path of stones polished to the point they're gleaming. The path led to a gazebo decorated with the small flowers from the field, and also grapes hanging from the edges. It was truly a beautiful and simple arrangement. The ceremony was completed, the I-do's were traded, and the happy couple headed off to their honeymoon.